I've never cooked a turkey before. The cornmeal mix. I mean, the cornbread. Now, why not use like turkey mix?
Keisha, please follow the directions. We're making cornbread, not chicken mix. I'm gonna tell you something. Keisha is an excellent cook. We cook differently, that's all. We're not gonna change the recipe, remember? Here we go. So why are you trying to change it?
I was just.
This is what she does.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Keisha's Kitchen. Today, my mother is going to patiently teach me how to make a turkey. And I've shared with you all before, my grandmother was an extraordinary cook. My mother is an extraordinary cook too. But there's so many things about my grandmother's cooking that I just didn't learn. I didn't want to listen because in my image,
I'm sorry.
in my immaturity, I thought that if I got her recipes, it meant she wouldn't always be here to tell me about them. So we all got to leave here one day. I want to make sure that I capture all of this wisdom, and hopefully my mother will allow me to ask questions while we cook this turkey. I've never cooked a turkey before. So, Mama, you already cleaned it out. And again, we're not professional cooks. This is really about me capturing all of this for the generations, and hopefully you'll learn something too. Now, you said this is how Grandmama taught you how to cook a turkey.
Yes, it is. Every step that she taught me. And I hope that during this transition, that as the recipe transitions down, like to Lincoln and future generations, it will stay the same because it is the best turkey ever.
So is that your way of telling me not to change anything about
Right, like telling me about cheesecloth that you saw and sent me a picture of how you butter the turkey. Well, we don't do that. We do it the old-fashioned way. So we're not doing cheesecloth. We're just gonna follow Mama's recipe.
Now, did this come from her mother?
I'm sure it did, because she was a really good cook. I didn't know her that well. I was too young. I don't remember her, but I heard that she was a very good cook.
All right. Well, show me what you got.
So what we have here, we have some sage, some black pepper, garlic, and salt. As I said, my hands are clean. I do it the old-fashioned way. So I take sage.
Now, why is that sitting
I
in all
don't
that
measure.
water?
It needs to be, I'm going to transfer it over there.
Oh,
I'm just going to season it. I mix everything in my hand. So
And
now,
you don't measure.
I don't measure, and I'm so sorry that I don't. But what I do is just mix it up in my hand, and I start rubbing it into the turkey. I put it in all of the crevices under the wing. That's why it's so seasoned and so good. I did a quick thaw. If you read the recipe directions, I'm sorry, we're going to use this roast and we're going to flip the turkey. But I did a quick thaw in cold water that you change the water every 30 minutes. So
Is that sitting in a sink or in the...
in my sink. And I actually set my alarm to make sure I followed the directions. Because that's the thing, you have to follow directions. I learned that in the hair business, when I was in the hair business, that you follow the manufacturer's directions and you can't go wrong.
So you were saying, when you were trying to thaw it out, you said something about putting it in a brown paper bag.
Yeah, but the directions didn't tell me to do that.
Sometimes
I did
they
a
do.
quick thaw. I've heard people do that, but as I said, I just read the directions and I followed a quick thaw.
Okay.
And it was changing the water out every 30 minutes. So can you help me flip this over? Because I have this in my hand. So I've already seasoned the back of it.
All that came out of the turkey.
we're gonna use that. So I'm gonna finish seasoning. I'm gonna tell you something. Keisha is an excellent cook. We cook differently, that's all. I'm just the old-fashioned cook. But Keisha is a very, very good cook. She has some of,
Says my mama.
oh no, everybody says it. So what I do, and this is my mother's, I stuff it with an apple and an orange and an onion up in the cavity.
A whole apple, a whole orange.
And then I
And
put
whole
some
onion.
celery up in there. And then I put celery in the cavities, like under the wings, under the thighs.
And that's just for flavoring.
Flavoring. It seasons it all the way through. So I take the skin. I don't tie mine. I just take the skin and tuck them back under there. I'm going to take butter
Okay.
and put it all over it. And we're going to use this. I put this in here in case we make some gravy.
The butter is how the turkey gets brown.
So I just take pats of butter and put them in the crevices, all of the...
So what I sent you was something I saw on Instagram. Somebody had a cheesecloth and put it over the turkey. Why did that offend you so much?
It didn't offend me. I just didn't want to alter this recipe. So I didn't want to do the cheesecloth. It looks like something that probably came about more modern than the way my mother prepared it, but I'm a big fan of what she did. So now I'm going to fill it up about halfway with water because not unlike the hen, the turkey does not make its own juice. So this broth, the juice is going to be very important.
What about what if we use chicken broth? Some people do
No,
that.
not in this. We're not going to change the recipe, remember? Here we go. She's always wanting...
But I
Just
was
pour
just
it.
thinking the chicken
No.
broth.
You're going to get chicken. This is going to be turkey broth.
But I was just thinking chicken broth could give it more flavor.
You don't need any more flavor than you're going to have. Trust me. So why are you trying to change it?
I was just
This is what she does.
because
The inquiring mind.
I just
Okay, that's good.
like chicken broth. So
I have 4 cans of chicken broth over there, but you're going to get to
Get to
use
that.
it in the turkey. In the dressing.
Okay.
So right now we're just going to,
And that's it.
that's it.
Well, that was
So
easy.
it doesn't fit in the beginning, but as it cooks down, it's going to be okay.
This is a
So don't worry about it.
well-used pan.
It's seasoned. It's 20 pounds.
Good. Oh, grief. Ow.
It's okay, Keisha. You can set it for 4. We'll look at it in 3.5.
The cornmeal mix. The cornbread. Now, why not use like drippy mix?
Keisha, please follow the directions. We're making cornbread, not chicken mix.
So, I'm following the directions for easy southern cornbread.
Uh-huh. And you're gonna double the recipe. So you're doing the cornbread. I'm just gonna sit and watch.
So, Mama, who accuses me of not following directions, told me to follow the directions, and now she's telling me something else to do. So,
But I'm telling you to follow my directions now.
okay. So, the first direction is about the vegetable oil, and she's telling me I need to heat the vegetable oil.
So your pan will be heated. So
Okay. So, I'll do 4.
I would.
Okay.
Because that's the key to
That's
the
it.
cornbread, to have it moist.
That's good.
Uh-huh.
Now, do I want the sides oil too?
You don't
Okay.
prepare the recipe.
Okay. Now, shall I go back to looking at the rest of the recipe?
Yes.
This says
I don't-
whisk the egg in a medium bowl. stir in the milk. 1 1/3 cup milk. 2/3 cups. So 2 cups of the dry mix. Is this the brand you always use?
Most of the time, yes.
So I'm gonna do 4 cups. I've never made homemade cornbread either. I know how to make jiffy cornbread.
Yeah. That's why it's called Jiffy.
My daddy used to make jiffy.
I knew it. I knew it.
And he would
Came
put
from
sugar in
somewhere.
it. I am a messy cook. He's a good cook. He told me he taught you how to cook.
Oh, please. I taught him. And then he went around telling people that he taught me.
He told me you didn't know how to cook when he met you.
Oh, please.
Now, do I just stir this?
Yes.
I remember Daddy used to make those jelly cakes. Okay, Mama, is that good?
Mm-hmm. Now you're going to take your oil out.
Oh, I got you.
And mix it.
Ooh. It smells good already. I feel like I've accomplished something, and now I know how to make homemade corn. Alright. And how long does this cook?
Look at your recipe.
Can't see. We've got celery and onion ready for the dressing. What else are we putting in the dressing?
Just butter.
Oh.
And the ooh, that's some pretty gravy.
So the cornbread is piping hot. And do I put all this into the bowl? Do I scoop it out or cut it up?
I go around the edges and loosen it.
It smells really good. I feel like I should taste it. And I just, oh,
You can just put that on into the bowl because it's going to be crumbled up anyway.
ooh, it's hot. It is good. I feel like I need some pot liquor to go with this. That's really good,
Just
Mama.
loosen it and then you can flip it in there. So now this is where the bread comes in.
When do you season this?
So we're probably gonna use about 6 slices of bread. That's 7, it doesn't matter. That's where the chicken broth comes in. We're just gonna pour that over that bread to soften it. Probably. So you have to really make sure that you mix this bread because you don't want bread that is, you know how you see dressing and you can see the hunks of bread?
You want me to get a bigger thing?
Get it heavier. Let me do it. You got it? When it gets hot, it'll break up better. It's a process.
Sliced bread and cornbread.
The sliced bread holds your dressing together.
And what is
And the eggs. We don't put lots of eggs in here.
How many?
About 6. But we won't do that until we transfer it back to the bowl. You don't have something I can mash this with. That's what you do.
What's the goal here? Are we trying to make it thick?
No, we're just trying to mix it.
Okay, so we can add more bread.
Yeah, we could add a couple more slices. And I use the end piece, it doesn't matter.
So the turkey cooked for 3.5 hours. We now have another helper in the kitchen. Lincoln has joined us. Cooked for 3.5 hours, and she was right. The top of the pot went down, so it looks really, really good. Mm-hmm. It's nice and brown. We had the cornbread, the homemade cornbread that I made. So we're gonna make the dressing now that the turkey is ready. So we have the homemade cornbread. My mom broke it up a little bit. We put a stick of softened butter in here. And so what do we do now? What are you laughing about?
Nothing.
What's so funny?
Nothing.
What's so funny?
You don't want to hear what she's... Nothing.
I don't know what the joke was. What was the joke?
No, you don't want to hear it. I'll tell you later.
What was it?
You're so nosy.
Y'all are laughing in the middle of recording. What was the joke?
Gosh. Okay, so usually we take the broth and kind of baste the turkey with it. But since we're not going to serve the turkey today, we won't do that part.
Now, when you were cooking, when I took it out of the oven, you asked me to shake the leg.
To see if it was done, tender, good and tender.
So if it were not tender, I wouldn't have been able to shake it?
No, it wouldn't have been able to move so freely. Okay. You see how that joint separates?
Yeah.
So we can just lift this up and pour some of the broth into there. Whoa, let's try that. Mix that. Let's do some more. Ooh, it's okay. And you should always taste everything before you put the eggs in. So you want to taste it before you put the raw eggs. Always. See, had this been really hot, it would have really, wouldn't have to do as much.
No lumpy dressing.
No lumpy dressing. So we're going to put about 6 eggs in here. Dressing is really rich.
Should I crack the eggs in there or in a different bowl?
I just crack them and put them in here.
Make sure we don't get any shells in there. 2, 4, 5, 6.
Looks good, huh? You can just dump it in and mix it in. We may have to do 2 containers of the dressing.
Oh, that smells so good.
So we're going to have to do 2 containers. Yeah, this is a lot of dressing.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, if I had my oysters, but I don't have oysters. But oh, this is heavy. Wow, that's a lot of dressing.
Like those lumps in there.
So,
but they'll cook down.
Will we cook this too or freeze it and then cook it?
I would cook it
and then freeze it.
Goodness.
Mama, that looks really good.
It does.
So, how do you know that it's ready?
You can just look around the edges of it and see. Why don't you try the small one? Now you see why you don't need salt.
Mm-hmm.
It's so hot. What would you rate it?
I rated a 9 only because I don't have gravy. What would you rate it?
I would say a 9. Okay, so you do the closing remarks.
Well, I should now know how to make turkey and dressing. The only thing I need to learn how to make is the gravy now.
Okay.
Thank you all for watching. Hopefully, you learned something. I learned a lot because not only captured my mother's recipe, but also my grandmother's recipe, which I'm going to assume was also my great grandmother's recipe. So that makes it even more special. So I hope that you enjoy it. Hope that you and your family have a great Thanksgiving, and may you be blessed and may your family be blessed, and let's appreciate each other, family and friends. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.